Okay, hello everybody. This is Lama Caroline. I'm in Gangchen Rinpoche in Malaga, Spain, Andalusia. And we're going to continue with the commentary on NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing 2, the long commentary, yeah? It will take a long time because there's many details, yeah? Okay. Sorry, we're a little late. We had a couple of technical problems with the streaming, yeah? Okay, so let's quickly do the introduction to self-healing together, okay? Namo Guru Bhye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Bhye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Bhye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Triratnaya Samchen Tamche Dewa Dan Dewe Gyudan Dampa Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Dunya Dan Dunya Gyudan Drawa Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Dunya Mepe Dewa Dami Drawa Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Nyerin Jadan Yedan Trawe Tamyon La Nepa Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Lusen Gidunale Soshin Trayun Lusen Dewadan Dempa Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Naso Top Chin China China no Chu Koyu Dashi Samane Gyuchi Samchen Tamche Dazan Buli Gikedo Dadan Chinagi Chidedan Dukun Dempa Gyuchi Lucho Sampo Pagyuta Shipa Tuchen Tempe Trin Leanoda Pegedro Lozan Pese Pachen Palden La Mehesha Blaso Wade Oma Guru Vadradara Suhumahati Muni Shahasane Kama Uttavahadanye Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya Sawasidi Humoma Guru Vadradara Suhumahati Muni Shahasane Kama Uttavahadanye Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya Sawasidi Humoma Guru Vadradara Suhumahati Muni Shahasane Kama Uttavahadanye Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya Sawasidi Pakyake Kudan Dahagilu Pakyake Sundahandagina Pakyake Tuda Dahagiyi Dunyamechi Tujingilo Makyake Kuda Dahagilu Makyake Sundahandagina Makyake Tuda Dahagiyi Dunyamechi Tujingilo. Okay, so hello everybody. So now we're going to continue with the long explanation of NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing here, as requested by our precious guru, Lama Gangchen Rinpoche, okay? So where we got to now, actually, was the requesting the lineage guru, Kyabje Trijang Dorji Chang, and then requesting our precious guru, Kyabje Gangchen Rinpoche, no? Their verse of invocation and their name mantras, yeah? So the last time I was speaking about Rinpoche, no? And how Rinpoche recently, let's say in the Gelugpa tradition, they say he's like the fifth of himself, the fifth Gangchen Rinpoche, but actually he told me himself that about 13 of his past lives, because I was writing down over the years like some stories about his Namtha, which is not just this life, but the many lives before, So let me think where we got to last time. So I was saying that actually the first life that Rinpoche said that he remembered, was and also some of this is in the Tibetan histories, some is what Rinpoche himself he had like kind of strong recognition of his other lives. Okay. So the first life that he remembered was the lady Vihara Devi in Sri Lanka. So I told the story. She was an Indian princess, and anyway, she ended up there was going to be a tsunami, so the priest said they had to sacrifice somebody, so they decided to sacrifice her. They put her in a boat, and push her out to sea, and where the place where she landed, anyway, then it became a famous religious center in Sri Lanka, So Rinpoche, every time he went to this important temple near the capital of Sri Lanka, there was a statue of this lady, and he always used to say that was him, And he had a strong feeling about his past life there. So that was the first one. The second life that he used to talk about was he was the last priest of Apollo in Delphi, in Greece. So in the classical Greek period, when there was worship of the planets, pagan worship in ancient Greece, So Delphi was the shrine of Apollo, okay? And there they had a special beautiful temple of Apollo, very big one, And up through the ground would come like some vapors, and the Pythonessa, the oracle, the female oracle, she would sit over them and make many predictions. And then the Apollo priest, he would write down what the female oracle said, Okay? So anyway, so Rinpoche said that he was the last priest of Apollo. But actually what happened, I didn't tell this last time, but what happened was that the Persians invaded Greece, okay? So that's why he was the last one. I don't know what happened, if they ran away or what happened exactly, but anyway, Delphi fell at that point, okay? And they never recovered, So then Rinpoche probably thought, no more fun there. So then he went and reincarnated in Asia, in India, So then what happened next? Then he was, then he was King Sailendra, okay, he said, he was the king. He was the king who organized the building of the Borobudur monument in central Java in the 8th century. Actually, it was the king Sailendra, and then his son, and then his granddaughter. 3 generations of the Sailendra dynasty. They built Borobudur. Then he was Lakshminkara, Mahasiddha Lakshminkara, Mahasiddha Darikarpa, And then we got on to Trupu Lotsawa, which is where we stopped last time, halfway through the story of Trupu Lotsawa, no? So so why is all these things important? You might think it's not, I don't know whether you like or not, I don't know, but our Ganda Nyingu, no? Okay, we have what we call a worldview. Of course, ultimately our worldview is about how we understand reality, okay? But we have definitely a special way of seeing things based on our past lamas. So we have many incredible stories, many incredible songs, many things that we need to tell, because it's part of our worldview about our gurus, the yidams, the protectors, the songs, the dancers, the whole thing, the incarnations of our lamas, So we have, a very special worldview that's different from ordinary people, okay. So I just thought I'd like to share some of the stories of our lineage, because for sure you don't actually know many of them, okay. So anyway, so we got halfway through the story of Trupu Lotsawa, So Trupu Lotsawa was Rinpoche in the 12th century in Tibet, shortly after the time of Atisha. Atisha, as remember, was the past life of Kyabje Trijang Dorje, okay. So this was what we call the second wave of the introduction of Buddhism in Tibet, And so after Atisha, there were many different great teachers, of one of which Trupu Lotsawa was one of them. And Trupu Lotsawa, who was Rinpoche, he was famous for 3 things. He was famous for inviting 3 famous masters to Tibet, one of which was Maitri Yogi, okay? And this is where we got to in the story last time, he'd just asked for a prediction. No? Let me just get out the story. He'd asked his friend, no, to make a divination. Yeah, and his friend said, "I think you better ask Buddha Chenrezig in a dream to give you a prediction of what will happen." So, Trungpa Lotsawa, he asked for three things. Would it be okay if he went to Tibet in order to study the Dharma? Yeah. Second, what would happen? Like, would he live or would he die? Would his activities be successful? He asked this kind of thing. Yeah. And so his friend said, ask Chenrezig in a dream. So he did the retreat and asked Chenrezig in a dream. And this is where we got to last time, where Chenrezig in a dream told him what would happen, yeah? So there was this very, very special dream that Trungpa Lotsawa had. Let me just find it, yeah? Okay. And this is where we got to, and then we'll continue from there, okay? Okay, and where I'm reading from is something called... it used to be called the 9-sided crystal. Now it has to be called the 13 or 14-sided crystal, actually. Yeah? That should now be called the 14-sided crystal, no? Because now we have to count Rinpoche's life in his successive incarnations. So when he comes back, he will be the 13th or 14th anyway, or 15th anyway. Anyway, many. Okay. Anyway, so we got to the point where Chenrezig in a dream, yeah, he appeared to him, yeah. So Trungpa Lotsawa, he said, if I go to India and Nepal, will I live or will I die? Yeah. And secondly, will I be able to benefit people? Yeah. And thirdly, will my projects be successful? Okay. Okay. So then he had that dream where there was like a lama with very white teeth. Yeah. And then the lama gave him a bodhi leaf with a bird-faced pandita with the word Maitreya underneath. Then he gave him a mirror with another guru, and underneath was written Manjushri. And then a third one, yeah. So it's kind of like a doll or something, like a doll made of wool, yeah. On the outside, just made of like wool, like Tibetan wool. Inside, just made of silk. And then on it was written Om Mani Padme Hum, yeah. So anyway, finally, he understood through this, yeah, that he should go to India and Nepal. He should invite Maitri Yogi to Tibet. He should invite Pandita Buddhasri to Tibet, and invite Kachim Pandita Sakya Sri to Tibet. Yeah, okay. So actually, all these three are super mega famous and important. Yeah. So actually, Rinpoche actually was very instrumental in that life in creating the tradition that we still do down to the present day. Yeah. Okay. So now let me continue with the story of Trungpa Lotsawa's trip to India. Okay. Remember, at this point he'd got leprosy, cured himself of leprosy, and now he's decided to, with the help of doing Lojong practice, yeah, and he's decided to go to India in order to bring back the Dharma, okay? Okay, so this is a really good story, also a true story, and it's from what's called the Blue History book, yeah, written by somebody called Go Lotsawa, yeah, okay? So, after Chenrezig in the dream had told him what to do, Trungpa Lotsawa, aka Rinpoche in the 12th century, crossed the border to Nepal, and in Kathmandu, he studied Sutra and Tantra with the great Pandita Buddhasri. His name means glorious Buddha, no? Glorious awakened one. One day, they heard a great yogi called Maitri Yogi, who was a disciple of Lalitavajra, very famous Mahasiddha, yeah, and a spiritual descendant of Mahasiddha Tilopa, and had arrived in Kathmandu. Yeah, he was staying in Swayambhunath Stupa, and the whole of Kathmandu was talking about his 20 miracles. Yeah, which I'll tell you about shortly. Okay. So Trungpa Lotsawa, like many of us have done in the past, climbed up to Swayambhunath Stupa, up those steps. Yeah, and then he offered some bodhi leaves. Yeah, to this yogi who was dressed in the white dress of a yogin, and said, "Oh, Guru, how are you? Are you well?" Yeah. So then Maitri Yogi smiled at him and then turned to face Tibet. Yeah. Yeah. So Trungpa Lotsawa thought this was a sign that maybe he could ask him to visit Tibet. But then the Maitri Yoga didn't say anything. Yeah. Okay. So then instead, the Maitri Yogi, he gave him one short instruction on the Dharma. And as a result, Trungpa Lotsawa was filled with fever and passed out, like boof, down in front of the Swayambhu Stupa, yeah? And when he's like unconscious in front of the Swayambhu Stupa, yeah? And then when he woke up, the Mahasiddha had gone. He's like, where is he? He's disappeared, yeah, okay? So then he was actually sick for a few days, yeah? And as soon as after he was well enough to travel, Tripura thought, I need to find this Maitri yogi, yeah? I'm going to go to India and find him, yeah? So then, after searching for many, many months, yeah, he heard that the Siddha, Maitri yogi, was living in a fortress, yeah, in a castle full of soldiers in Bihar. Bihar is the state where Shakyamuni Buddha achieved enlightenment, yeah, where Bodh Gaya is, yeah. So finally, after many months of traveling, he reached Bihar state, yeah, not so near Kathmandu, yeah, in ancient times, yeah. And a friendly acharya helped him to get into the fort, yeah. And finally, he asked around, and they said, okay, the Siddha's on the roof, yeah. Said, if you want to meet him, he's up there. So he finally got up to the roof of the castle, and on the roof he found Maitri yogi sitting there sunbathing, yeah. Okay. Actually, before we continue, let me show you a picture. This is here. I don't know if you can see. Let me show you this. This here, actually, this book Rinpoche made a couple of years ago, yeah. This is called the Maitri Gyatso, yeah. And this is an ancient Tibetan picture, okay, of Maitri yogi, what he looked like. He looked like that, okay? Can you see? Like, kind of very Mahasiddha looking, yeah, okay? Okay. Anyway, so that's what he apparently looked like, yeah? So anyway, so then Maitri yogi is sat sunbathing on the roof, yeah? And so Tripura went there very respectfully and said, oh, please, Guru, please come to Tibet, yeah? But Maitri yogi said, no. And then completely upset and depressed, Tripura thought, it's better to die than not be able to invite Maitri yogi to Tibet. So then he prayed, in my next life, may I accumulate enough good karma to become the Maitri yogi's main disciple. And then he threw himself off the castle roof, yeah? Like threw himself over this big wall, not huge castle, yeah? So then the Maitri yogi just laughed at him and said, don't do this, and put his arm out and caught him in midair, yeah? Okay? And dropped him back onto the roof of the castle, yeah? So actually all these things, you know, we like very much, I don't know, like all this Marvel comic stuff, yeah? And we like Game of Thrones, but actually this is like, would actually be an incredible film, yeah? If anybody filmed it, it's, you know. So anyway, the yogi, you know, caught him in midair and deposited him back on the roof. So despite his wish to throw himself off the castle and enter into the next life and become his disciple, the Siddha just rescued him and put him in front of him. Yeah? So then Maitri yogi said, in order to create the right conditions for me to visit Tibet, your defilements had to be removed. Your fever on Swayambhunath was a big purification. And now the fact that you tried to kill yourself, yeah, has in order to invite me in the next life, has completely removed your defilements. Now I will come with you to Tibet, okay? Okay, by the way, that's not something any of us should try, yeah? When we hear these stories of these great masters, it's like a really different level, you know? In our Bodhisattva vows, it says, you know, it says we shouldn't like misinterpret the actions of great masters, no? Yeah, okay? Because we don't understand like the karma behind and all that. So for example, for us, it would not be beneficial for us to jump off a roof like this, but the very, very high level people, they have a different kind of relationship, a different kind of karma interaction, okay? That for us ordinary people, it's difficult to understand. So anyway, don't try that at home is the point, okay? Okay, so now, speaking of which, Maitri yogi, he's really, 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 really famous, important, and also a really great Mahasiddha, yeah? So, this book, yeah? Okay, Rinpoche printed this for the Vajrabali, and it's called Meaningful to Behold, the Sakali of the Vajrabali Cycle of Initiations of Abhaya Karigupta and the Mitra Gyatso Cycle of Initiations of Mitra Yogi, yeah? Which was first printed by one Lama called Tapa Rinpoche in Peking in 1938, but Rinpoche made a new edition, yeah? Okay? So anyway, so what Mitra Yogi transmitted to Triple Lotsawa, yeah, is something called the Mitra Gyatsa, okay, which is represented by these images in this book, okay. And in our Gelugpa tradition, in our Ganda Nyingma, it's kind of like one of the very essential cycles of practices that's really, really important and high and precious, okay. And so, Rinpoche, since many, many lifetimes, has really been there in the center of our Ganda Nyingma, the yogic part of the Gelugpa. Like, actually, he invited Maitri Yogi to come to Tibet, yeah? Okay, then he was the one that received the initiations and then wrote them down, continued the lineage, yeah? And so right down to the present day, for example, 2 years ago in Albaniano, we received many of these incredible teachings and blessings, yeah? So that's why it's important, this story about Rinpoche being Triple Lotsawa in the past life, because also it's showing the actions of a bodhisattva, yeah? Okay? Like, since 1,000 years, he has one idea, one dedication, and life after life, it's continuing, yeah? Okay? So this Maitri Gyatsa is very important, yeah? As a set of spiritual practices. And also we received the Dagpo Doji Chang vision text, yeah, okay? And that's also very much linked to Maitri Yogi, yeah? In fact, yeah, Maitri, he also had many visions of Maitri Yogi, and from Maitri Yogi, he received his visions actually from Maitri Yogi and a wisdom dakini, yeah? So it's all very, very much interrelated, like the essence of our Ganda Nyingma spiritual tradition, so important, yeah? So let me tell you a little bit of what's called the 20 miracles of Maitri Yogi. If you want to read them, actually, we have this book. I'll show you the cover. The cover's like this, no? Okay, we have this one in Albaniano, okay? I don't know if it's for sale or not, but anyway. Okay, so anyway, let me tell you, okay, what it says, yeah? It says, okay, at the beginning, it says in Tibetan, it says, Chenrezi so Gidam Shel Zikne Kedan Zogrim Wangi Menagnam Nosu Sungi Tugla Shazewa Kedru Mitra Shabla Chaksalo. So it says, to the generation and completion stage empowerment and oral instructions, he saw the faces of Yidams such as Chenrezi, prostrations to the feet of the scholar Siddhi Maitri Yogi, in whose heart and words arose the direct experience of reality. Yeah? Om Mahasiddha Mitra Yogi Sawa Siddhi Hum Hum. That's actually a very important mantra in our tradition. Yeah, okay. If you ever feel like doing it, yeah, it's another mantra of our lineage. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let me tell. So it says in the story of Triple Lotsawa that when Triple Lotsawa reached Swayambhu, yeah, everybody in Kathmandu was talking about the 20 miracles of Maitri Yogi, yeah. So what are these, yeah? Okay, so it says, okay, so let me tell you here what it says from the Blue History of Go Lotsawa, yeah. It says, so okay, so it says Maitri Yogi, yeah. He was from Eastern India, and he became a disciple of Mahasiddha Lalita Vadra, very important master, yeah, a very important master from the Yamantaka cycle of teachings, yeah, and he was a direct disciple of Mahasiddha Tilopa, yeah, and for 12 years he meditated at Kasapana and achieved his realizations, yeah. So, okay, so Indian Mahasiddhas, they had all these kind of superpowers, yeah, okay, to impress people, to convert them to Buddhism. So what did he do then, yeah? So it says, okay, so it says first miracle thing that happened to him is Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by his retinue, manifested to him and talked to him like directly, not like a picture, like one person talking to the other. And in this way, he achieved spiritual realizations, yeah? Okay, speaking of which, yeah, I've now found this photo, yeah, okay? I don't know if you can see it on the streaming. I would have been talking several times about how Rinpoche went many times in Beijing, no, to this temple where there's a special image of Chenrezi, no? And every time Rinpoche did self-healing, this used to happen. Can you see? This is true. This is a photo that was taken at the time. This is not a camera reflection. You can see the camera reflection in the center of the picture and on the glass, but can you see around there's like a rainbow there's not a like a rainbow. There's a rainbow radiating out from the statue, and this is completely true. Yeah, okay. So rainbows used to come out of the statue, and this is the one where nectars used to appear, not just one time, but many, many times, when Rinpoche did and other of our Sangha members did self-healing. Yeah, okay. So even now, yeah, fortunately, Buddha Chenrezig is still appearing and manifesting miracle signs showing his special connection with our lineage. Okay, fortunately, okay. So we're very, very lucky, very, very blessed. Okay. Okay, then second one, yeah. Okay, so the Siddha's full name was Ajita Mitra Gupta, which means something like something like unlimited friend. Yeah, okay. So Ekajati, who's a form of Tara, she taught him the path of skillful means. Yeah, actually, this is like Rinpoche now, and in this life, no. Rinpoche always said, "I'm a method lama." Yeah, he said, "There's method lamas, there's wisdom lamas, there's astrology lamas, there's all kinds of lamas. Me, I'm a method lama." Yeah, okay. So he was always interested in ways to transform situation. Yeah, through skillful means. Yeah, so even in that life, okay. He picked up this teaching from his guru, Mitra Yogi. Yeah? Okay. So anyway, so Mitra Yogi, he received this teaching on the path of skillful means and was able to realize all his wishes by praying to her. Okay. That was his second miracle. Yeah. Okay. So Ekajati is still very much part of our lineage, actually. Okay. Third miracle. There were 12,000 monks at Otampuri. So in ancient India, yeah, there were some very important tantric monasteries in North India. There was Nalanda, there was Vikramshila, and there was Otampuri. There was three of them, basically, yeah, okay. So at Otampuri, there were 12,000 monks, and there was discord amongst them, which is not good, because then they say, like, if there's a Dharma center, no, and the people start to fight, they say it's like the karma is burnt, yeah. So then no seeds of realization can grow, yeah? That's why we always put great emphasis on why we need harmony in our Sangha, because otherwise all the beautiful energy that's created by our gurus, the holy beings, the protector, the Sangha can be like completely destroyed, yeah? So it says here, this monastery, unfortunately, the Sangha was not getting on with each other. So then one of the group, there was like two parts of the Sangha, no? So one faction was supported by a king who led his troops against the monastery. So this kind of thing, unfortunately, used to happen quite often in the Middle Ages. Yeah, okay. So then Mitra Yogi appeared on the battlefield, and he picked up a mace, yeah, and he threw it towards the army, yeah, and then the whole of the army was struck by terror and ran away. Yeah, okay. So then the monastery was saved from attack by this army, yeah? So then none of the monks were harmed, and in fact the monks decided to make peace with each other, yeah? Having seen his miracle, that by him throwing one mace, a whole army, huge army, ran away, yeah? Okay? So that was his third miracle, yeah? Okay? So he had kind of sort of superpowers, yeah? Okay? Then the fourth miracle is during the reign of one king, yeah? Another king led his troops from Varanasi, yeah, and it said the army was so big that the dust from their footsteps almost covered the sun. So, i.e., it was a huge army with like thousands of soldiers, yeah. So this king, with another king from Varanasi now, with a huge army, attempted to destroy the doctrine of the Buddha in Magadha. Magadha is central North India, and Magadha is where Shakyamuni Buddha spent most of his life, yeah, got wandering around the kingdoms there, yeah. So Mitra Yogin again turned up in front of this army, stark naked, and he shouted at them like rah, yeah, and it caused an earthquake, yeah. And not only that, but all the soldiers and all the elephants and horses and so on were frozen, yeah. Remember, last on Tuesday, no, I told the story actually of Guru Luipa, no, who was the guru of Dharikapa, who was Rinpoche in the 9th century. Yeah. So Guru Luipa also had this power of freezing people. Now these days we might think, oh, this is a bit far-fetched, but only because our concentration is very weak. Yeah. So we don't have the ability to manifest such things anymore. Yeah. That's why we don't believe in it. Yeah. However, me personally, having spent 30 years with Rinpoche, and I saw many, many things, yeah, okay, around him, yeah. So then I think, okay, I think actually these things were possible in the past because me and my friends in this life, we saw so many incredible things, yeah, okay, that I do believe that in the past when the elements were purer and the Sangha was more harmonious, yeah, and people's concentration was better, that many things like that could happen, yeah, okay. Okay, so anyway, so Mitra Yogi, he froze the army and all the elephants and horses. So then the king of Varanasi begged to be forgiven, yeah. And then Maitri Yogi went like that, and they all unfroze, yeah. Okay. So then they all said, "Oh, sorry," and left, yeah. So they didn't destroy the Buddhism in Magadha, yeah. Okay. So this was his 4th miracle. Okay. The 5th miracle was King Yashas, which means in Tibetan name means Dragpa, like Lama Tsongkhapa or Lobsang Dragpa, famous great minds, no. So the famous King Famous, yeah, invited the monks of the 4 schools, yeah, which in ancient India were the Mahastaviras, the Savastivadins, the Mahashramitas, and the Mahasangikas. These were like the kind of divisions of the Sangha. It was like, like Christians have like Protestant and Catholic and Evangelic, okay? So in ancient India, we had different like branches of Buddhism with the Theravada and Mahayana tradition with these names, yeah? All very important branches of Buddhism, yeah? Okay? So he invited representatives of the 4 branches of Buddhism, a bit like a conference, yeah? Like all those conferences Rinpoche like to go to, no? And Maitri Yogi declared, should the non-Buddhist yogis be able to give them, should the non-Buddhist yogis be able to move my wooden throne, yeah, I will give them 100,000, let's say, dollars in gold, yeah, and all the Buddhists will have to convert to their religion, yeah. But if they cannot, they all have to convert to Buddhism, yeah. Okay. So this is in ancient India. Apparently, this is how it was. The representatives of different spiritual traditions would challenge each other, yeah, through debate and also through yogic superpowers, yeah. And if you lost, yeah, the penalty, let's say, was you had to convert to the religion of the other one, okay. Yeah, there's many of these stories in our Buddhist histories, yeah, okay. So anyway, so in a big field, they put up one wooden throne, like a Dharma throne, like we still have today, yeah. Okay, so then the Hindu yogis, they sat there and meditated and tried to move the throne with their power, yeah, but not even a centimeter could it move, yeah, okay. But then Maitri Yogi did like this, and he could levitate the throne, okay. So therefore, he won the competition, and they're called Tirthakas, yeah, the representatives of the Hindu yogic tradition converted to Buddhism, yeah, okay. So this was his 5th great deed, okay. Okay. The 6th great deed of Maitri Yogi. I'm telling you this because this is why he was so famous. He was really, really, really an incredible siddha. Yeah. Okay. We've heard more about like Tilopa, Naropa, Milarepa. They're more famous, no? But Maitri Yogi actually was just as realized as any of those kind of famous yogis. Yeah. Okay. So then, next miracle, next great deed was King Upatra covered a pit with a cloth, as they used to do in ancient times, you know. And then he said Maitri Yogi to sit on top of it, yeah. So then what happened is Maitri Yogi fell in the pit, yeah. So then the king, who was not a very nice person, obviously, buried the Maitri Yogi with stones and wood and completely buried him alive, yeah. Yeah, but then what happened? No problem, even though it was a very deep pit. Next day, Maitri Yogi was seen in the marketplace, and he said, "Oh, the king invited me to his palace, yeah?" So then the king was very surprised when the Maitri Yogi turned up, yeah? Okay. Because the pit, it wasn't even a hole, it was just like covered up, yeah? But anyway, Maitri Yogi got out of the pit with his miracle powers. And so the king felt really, really remorseful and actually asked the guru to place his foot on his head, okay? He prostrated and put his head on Maitri Yogi's foot, yeah, so he converted to be his follower, okay? Or actually, oh, sorry, no, he didn't, yeah? He was just kind of sorry, yeah? Because then it continues, yeah? Again, still this King Upatra was having some doubts, even though maybe he thought, I don't know, he had a tunnel or something, yeah? So then what he did, this is, you know, I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones. I have to confess, I watched Game of Thrones. I quite liked it, actually. So do you remember the scene when Daenerys Targaryen, she goes in the pyre, the funeral pyre, and she stands there and it all burns and she comes out unburnt, yeah? So this is very much the same, yeah? Okay. So King Upatra now ordered a big wooden pyre to be built, okay? And then he put Maitri Yogi on it, on like a huge funeral pyre, yeah? Then he set fire to the funeral pyre, yeah? And Maitri Yogi stayed there for 3 days in the middle of the fire, completely unburnt, yeah? And then just got off like nothing, like Daenerys Targaryen, yeah? Okay? Actually, there's other siddhas famous Buddhist siddhas who did that, yeah? Okay? Also Christian siddhas, no? Daniel, no? Daniel and the lion, he also did that, yeah? So it's one of the superpowers of holy beings in the past, yeah? Okay? Okay? Okay, so that was his 7th great deed, yeah? His 8th great deed was, he was teaching, the Dharma to the king of Varanasi, the king who previously had come with a big army that was covering the sky in dust, yeah? And the one whose army had petrified, yeah? So the king had apologized and then left and become his disciple, yeah? So now he's teaching the Dharma to him, and a shower of flowers fell from the sky, yeah? And also there appeared a Devaputra, a god, yeah? Who was pouring nectars in a vase, yeah? Okay? So this was his 8th miracle, yeah? So actually these things do still happen, actually, yeah? Many times, like when with Rinpoche, or actually with other high lamas of our tradition, when we have initiations and things like that at the end of retreats, many times there's come what we call like a rain of flowers, like a very soft rain and things like that, yeah? And also I've heard that in the Swayambhu Stupa, yeah, in Kathmandu, sometimes really does come like flowers falling through the sky, yeah? So these things, even nowadays, on some special moments, are still possible, yeah? Okay? Okay. So then the king of Varanasi requested, actually all this shows as well that this siddha, Maitri Yogi, had incredible compassion and patience, no? Because you can imagine, no? We get offended if somebody does some small thing to us, and then we hold this like very strongly, and it becomes like a big problem for years and years, yeah? But all these kings did really horrible things to him, and in return, what did he do? He taught them the Dharma. He didn't say, you're horrible, go away, I hate you, you know, like we do, no? Instead, he said, oh, no problem, I love you. So they're very much like Rinpoche, no, I love you, no problem. And then he taught the Dharma in a very nice way and convert them to the Dharma, yeah? Okay? So it's really something to think about, yeah? So, I mean, these kings launched an army against him, buried him alive, tried to burn him alive, yeah, did all kinds of things, no? Okay, so now number 9. The king of Varanasi asked if he could be initiated into the Tantra, yeah? Maitri Yogi said, you have to draw the mandala with jewels. Now, this is actually true in ancient India. This is not Maitri Yoga. They used to draw now we do sand mandalas, no, with coloured powders, yeah, which is sand, which is coloured, yeah. But in ancient times, they used jewel powder, yeah. And so one Rinpoche did many beautiful things. No, one very beautiful thing he did was in our Temple of Heaven and Earth in Albagnano and in the Kumpan in Milano and in Torno di Paz in Almeria in Spain and in the Great Love Temple in Brazil, outside in Campos, outside São Paulo. He had all the Buddhas painted with special jewel paints, like ancient times, yeah? So it's really true they used to do this. So the Maitri Yogi said to the king, please draw the mandala with jewels. And the king thought, oh, he's having me on. He just wants me to give him loads of jewels, you know? So then he thought, okay. He said no. He felt, oh, if he regretted asking for the initiation, yeah. So instead, Maitri Yogi didn't give him the initiation. Instead, he appeared sitting on a cloud outside the palace window. Yeah. So then the king was like, "Oh, what a mistake! Yeah, I should have asked him for the initiation." There's many stories like that in our tantric tradition. Yeah. Okay, then, filled with shame, the king of Varanasi worshipped him for 7 days, and then Mitra Yogi descended and sat on a pond. Actually, also, Jesus did this. No, Jesus walked on water, and so did Maitri Yogi. He used to sit on water. So anyway, so he sat on a pond. Yeah, yeah. Also, Pamasambhava. He also floated on water. Many of our siddhas could do that. Yeah. Okay. Then this is what they were all talking about in Kathmandu when Tropul Lotsawa arrived, no? And that's why, apart from Buddha Chenrezig had asked him to meet Maitri Yogi and bring him to Tibet, everybody was like, wow, this guy is the best, he's the top, he's incredible, he did all these things, yeah? So that's why I'm sharing with you what he actually did, yeah? Okay? Seeing as we have more time now, and Rinpoche asked me to explain in detail, okay? So a bit back, we're telling more detail our stories, no? Okay? Then, okay, miracle number 11. The king of Varanasi presented Mitra Yogi with a town, actually not a town, a city with 1,600,000 families, yeah, lot, yeah, like a city, yeah, to support him, yeah. And there, Mitra Yogi built a hospice, yeah, and gave and helped the poor for 3 years, actually. So this is one thing that Lama Gangchen Rinpoche wished to do. It's one of his wishes, no? Before he passed away, he asked in Albaniano that we build a Karuna project hospice, yeah? And so anyway, so our community, Lama Michelle and our community, are working on a way to fulfill Rinpoche's wishes. And if anybody would like to help with that, okay, you're very welcome, okay? Please get in touch with, the administration of Albaniano, okay? Okay, so anyway, so also I see in these stories actually something of Rinpoche, because this was Rinpoche's guru in another life. So, for example, Maitri Yogi, he had the path of skillful means, and he was whatever person, good or bad, he would accept, and this is exactly like Rinpoche was, no? And he always found a way to see the positive and transform people and put them on the right path, yeah? Also, Rinpoche was very generous towards many, many people, not only through help in action, but, yeah, in Nepal and India and Tibet, but also many, many people around him, yeah? Whatever they need, he tried to help them, yeah? And one of Rinpoche's last wishes was to make a special room in the Verbania hospital with a room to help people with infectious diseases, yeah? So they're building a special unit there. And also to build a kind of hospice unit, let's say, somehow in Albaniano, yeah? Okay, then great deed number 12. Oh, in one place near Kuru, yeah? Actually, Kuru is a holy place of Harukana. There were 2 yakshas, yeah, 2 cannibals who used to devour an old and a young man every day, okay? So Mitra Yogi subdued them and built a temple, yeah? So that was his 12th miracle, yeah? Okay. Then, miracle number 13. In order to develop faith in the minds of the monks, yeah? Now, previously he's been developing faith in the minds of kings, armies, Hindu yogis, no? Cannibals, yeah? Yeah, and townspeople, yeah. So now it says, in order to help the monks develop faith, he looked upwards with a yogic glance, yeah, and all the birds came down from the sky and landed around him and stayed on his hand and obeyed his words. This is like San Francisco, no? Like in Italy, no? The Italian people, they love very much San Francisco because he had this kind of special connection with the animal realm, no? So he had all the birds and the animals around him, no? And also Rinpoche himself had very, very strong feeling and connection with San Francisco, I don't know, Rinpoche never said directly, but somehow there was this feeling that also in one life he'd been connected with San Francisco, yeah? Okay. This, I don't know if he's ever said directly. Please, Sangha members, maybe you tell me, confirm with me or not, but many times we went with Rinpoche to Assisi, and there was always such an incredible feeling. And Rinpoche, I don't know, he had really something very special going on with San Francisco and Santa Clara, yeah? Like one time we went there and we went to see the tomb, of San Francisco, yeah? And then the place was shut. Everything was locked up. And then the guardian came to open it. There's one young woman in there, yeah, who stayed for a while and talked to Rinpoche and then went away. And then Rinpoche said, actually, that was Santa Clara, yeah. I think, honestly, this is true, I mean, I don't know, I've been to many, many holy places with Rinpoche, yeah. And we've seen all these holy places and relics from Tibet, Nepal, India, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, yeah, all these holy places, yeah. But one of the places, actually, I must say, where I had very special feeling was in Assisi, yeah. For example, when we saw the raggedy old clothes of San Francisco and Santa Clara, it was just this incredible vibration, very much similar to Chenrezig, Anyway. So so if anybody in the Sangha who's listening to that like this, if you'd like to confirm anything of this part of Rinpoche's past lives, I'd be interested for you to share, okay? Anyway, okay, then, number 14, yeah? Okay, so the 84 town councillors of Varanasi, okay? They're the usual, they're not very nice, they're corrupt, they're abusing everybody, yeah, okay? So Maitri Yogi caused to appear before them like skeletons, yeah, okay? So what they, instead of seeing I don't know, beautiful women and all the wealth of their city, they saw everybody walking around like skeletons, okay? So then they felt quite shocked, yeah? And instead of taking the money and abusing people, yeah, and all this kind of thing, they went to the forest. They gave up their jobs, they went to live in the forest as sannyasin, they freed their minds, yeah, and entered the Dharma path, yeah? So that was his 14th miracle. That definitely would be a miracle, no? Okay? Converting councillors and, these kind of managerial, let's say, people to the Dharma, yeah? Okay? Okay, then number 15th, yeah? Okay, then another king, yeah? Okay, King Jayasena, yeah? Before we had two other kings, yeah? Now King Jayasena and Pandita Ananda distrusted Maitri Yogi and tried to kill him, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, Maitri Yogi, when they were trying to kill him, he sat and entered into samadhi, into profound concentration, yeah? And instead, what happened is they achieved nirvana. So then they completely lost interest in killing him and were completely happy and were free and went away completely free of all suffering, yeah? So that was his 14th miracle, yeah? Rinpoche always said we need to transform negative into positive, so that's an incredible example, no? 16th miracle. Okay, Maitri Yogi gave a lungten, a prediction, a prophecy to the king of Varanasi. Remember, the king of Varanasi, what's he done to him? He, first, he led an army against him, yeah? And Maitri Yogi froze them, and so, developed faith in him, yeah? But then, when Maitri Yogi was teaching the Dharma to him, yeah? Even when flowers fell and a deva appeared, still he didn't completely develop faith, yeah? And then he asked for an initiation, but Maitri Yogi said, please make it out of jewels. But then he thought, oh, this is going to cost me a lot. I don't think so, yeah? So then Maitri Yogi instead appeared sitting on a cloud outside the window of the palace, yeah? And then the king was very sorry and did Guru Yoga for 7 days. And then Maitri Yogi came down and floated on, let's say, the king's pond, yeah? In his ornamental fountain or something, yeah? Okay? So this so now, the king, now Maitri Yogi goes back to the king of Varanasi and says, because you doubted me, you will not achieve spiritual realizations in this life, but you will achieve it in the Bardo, okay? Actually, so the king of Varanasi is not the only one. Actually, this also happened to, I think, Naropa, yeah? Yeah? Like famous Mahasiddha Naropa. So Mahasiddha Tilopa and Naropa, very famous story, yeah? But I think the same thing, like Naropa, at a certain point he had some kind of doubt, towards Tilopa. I think what happened, if I remember the story rightly, is that I think Tilopa one day said, look out the window, yeah? And outside appeared many, many Buddhas and mandalas, okay? And then Naropa was completely impressed. You would be, it appeared if you see directly, many Buddhas and retinues and Pure Lands, yeah? And so he was like prostrating like this. And then Tilopa said, you know what, you've made a big mistake. Then he clicked his fingers like this, and all the mandalas dissolve into his feet. Yeah, okay. So then Tilopa said, because of this, because you didn't understand all this is from me, now you will not achieve enlightenment in this life, but you'll achieve it in the Bardo. Okay, so it happens to the best, but even the best people. So, you know, anyway, for us even to achieve enlightenment in the Bardo would be great. No, we pray that that would happen. Yeah, okay. And if not, next life, 3 lives as quickly as possible. If not, please, anyway, please let's come back close to Rinpoche La in the next life. All the lives go together, yeah? Like he's the captain with the, let's say, the crew, yeah? Or he's the shepherd with the sheep, or however you want to think about it, yeah? Let's all go together till enlightenment, yeah? Okay? Anyway, so the 7th great deed of Mitra Yogi was he told the king of Varanasi that he would achieve enlightenment in the intermediate stage. So even though he was like really horrible to him, you know, he still developed its incredible merit and got enlightened quickly. So also this Rinpoche used to say, you know, that anything you do towards a bodhisattva is positive, yeah? I mean, it doesn't mean we should do bad things to bodhisattvas, yeah? So we should take this as meaning, okay, we tried our best to do good things to Rinpoche and also to the other high lamas of our lineage, yeah, okay? So therefore, of course, we're accumulating lots of punya, lots of positive energy. So therefore, if we just practice and keep our commitment, our vow, do what our Rinpoche said, we will grow and get enlightened quickly, no doubt, yeah? So we should find all these stories encouraging, yeah? Because if they did all those horrible things, yeah, and managed to get enlightened in the Bardo, yeah, it means we also have a good chance is what it means, yeah? Okay? Okay. Then, 17th great deed. The king of Varanasi, again, thought to himself, I don't want this guru to leave, yeah? And go, it's kind of jealous. He thought, I don't want him to visit any other kings. I want him to stay with me, yeah? Okay? So then what he did is he locked the door of the vihara, the monastery where Mitra Yogi was staying, yeah? Okay? So he kind of imprisoned him, yeah? Okay? So then, next day, Mitra Yogi was seen dancing on top of a large boulder, a large rock, yeah, outside the vihara, yeah. But then when they went and looked in through the window with bars, they could see him inside, yeah. So this was his 17th great deed, yeah, that he was outside and inside at the same time, yeah. Why? Because he had understood the nature of reality and he was not bound by reality like normal people, yeah, like ordinary people, yeah. Okay, then 18th great deed. One time, Mitra Yogi was living in the house of an ascetic, yeah? Yeah? And then 2 monks came, yeah? And they saw around the house 2 people that looked like him, yeah? So they sent them away, thinking, oh, it's not possible. They sent them away. But then when the monks then arrived at the house and looked in through the window, they saw exactly the same person, him, yeah? Teaching the Dharma to the 8 types of gods and demons, yeah? So this was his 18th great deed, yeah? Okay? So many of the siddhas of our lineage, they've been seen doing things like that. For example, Dharikapana was seen like in his hut, teaching the Dharma surrounded by Dakas and Dakinis and so on. Also Mahasiddha Lakshminkara, who was also Rinpoche's past incarnation. And not just Lakshminkara and Dharikapa, many other of the great lamas of our tradition have done such things, yeah? It is possible, yeah? For example, our Tomogeshi Rinpoche, no? Like in his last life, he went to America, no? Yeah? And he had one place called Ganam, yeah? One beautiful land, yeah? North of New York, yeah? And there, actually, it's said, you know, apparently this is true, there was more non-human people, like gods and so on, and Buddhas, deities there than people, yeah? So he had a very special collection of like holy beings there. So he was spending more of his time with the gods, you know, devas, dakas, dakinis, protectors, than he was with human beings, yeah? So he chose to live like that, yeah? Okay. And let's see what he does this lifetime, okay? Yeah? Okay. So these things actually are true, yeah? Okay. Okay. Then, okay, so that was his 19th great deed. And then, okay, deed 20, yeah? The king of Varanasi worships him for 7 days. And then finally, Mitra Yogi gave him the initiations in all the classes of Tantra, like the Vajravali, yeah? So this is his 20th miracle, that finally he bestowed the Vajravali, the Mitra Gyatso, which is very similar, on the king of Varanasi, yeah? Okay? And now, actually, so then start this Mitra Gyatso tradition, yeah? Which has come down to our present day, yeah? Okay? Which is very important. Actually, it's very similar to the Vajravali lineage, actually, yeah? And also it's very connected with our Dagpu Dorji Chang lineage, okay? So very, very important for us, okay? Anyway, so now I've told you the why Mitra Yogi was so important, yeah, okay? Okay, so this is why it was so important for Trupul Lotsawa Rinpoche in the 12th century to meet him, yeah? So, okay, so now we're back to the point where Trupul Lotsawa went to Nepal. He met Mitra Yogi on Swayambhu. He asked him to come to Tibet, but then he disappeared, yeah? Trupul Lotsawa fainted in a fever, and when he woke up, he'd gone. So then he spent many months looking for his guru, yeah? Finally, he found him in a fort, yeah, in a castle, yeah, in Bihar state, yeah? And the Maitri Yogi, as usual, was sunbathing, relaxing on the roof, yeah? Many of his teachings are called Semni NgalSo, yeah? Actually, our teaching is called NgalSo, yeah? So this is where it starts to come from, yeah? From the teachings of Mitra Yogi. NgalSo was not something made up by TYS Lama Gangchen Rinpoche, yeah? Actually, goes back to the ancient Indian times, to the time of the Siddhas, yeah? And Maitri Yogi, he gave many teachings about Semni NgalSo, relax the mind, yeah? So he's always like relaxing on the roof, relaxing on a rock, wherever, relaxing on a river, relaxing on a cloud, yeah? Showing Semni NgalSo, okay? And this is one of the main teachings that he taught to Trupul Lotsawa, to Rinpoche, okay? So anyway, so he refuses to come to Tibet, so then Trupul Lotsawa very dramatically throws himself off the roof of the castle, thinking, I'd rather die than fail to bring him to Tibet. And then the Maitri Yogi, with his superpower, catches him, I don't know, gets him, poof, pulls him back off and puts him on the roof, laughs and says, okay, now I'm going to come to Tibet, yeah? So that's where we got to, okay, in the story, yeah? Actually, then Maitri Yogi did go back to Tibet with Trupul Lotsawa, yeah? And he spent 18 months with him, yeah? In Trupul. And where is Trupul, actually? Near Gangchen, actually, yeah? So what did he do there? Okay, so what they did was many incredible things. They built, it sounds actually a little bit familiar, they built a temple, yeah? Which became very famous tantric monastery, famed for centuries for a center of tantric practice, yeah? He blessed the foundations of a huge, great Maitreya statue that Trupul Lotsawa was later to build, yeah? And also they laid the foundations for a monument that looks very much like Borobudur. It's called the Trupul Kumbum, yeah, okay? So he built a monument very, very similar to Borobudur, yeah? Okay, all very interesting, no? Okay? Okay, so that was what was going on at Trupul at this time. So it sounds very familiar to something that somebody we know was doing recently, and we're still continuing, no? Building a very important tantric temple, or temples that will last for centuries. That'll be a great center of the Dharma, like, for example, Temple of Heaven of Earth in Albagnano, Great Love Temple in Brazil, and and so on, in Torno de Paz, Manibadra. We hope the temple we have in China, we have many in Tibet, yeah? So we hope all our temples will continue to be holy centers of the tantric tradition for many generations to come, yeah? Okay? Also, Rinpoche in Brazil now is constructing a beautiful, enormous Borobudur, work in progress. They take a long time, those things, yeah? So will gradually come out, yeah? And who knows? Rinpoche already actually installed 9 big Maitreya statues in India, Nepal, and Tibet. So he also did that, yeah? Okay. So while Maitri Yogi was in Tibet, in True Monastery, yeah, for 18 months, he gave many, many important lineages to Trupul Lotsawa, aka Rinpoche, yeah? And I must say, when I first read this, I was super impressed, yeah? Why? Because it's clear that these teachings, yeah, are the basis of our NgalSo tradition, yeah? So actually there's a big list. If you want, you can read all of these, if you get a copy of the Blue History of NgalSo, it's called, in English, it's called the Blue Annals, yeah, okay? Yeah? So anyway, now I won't read them all to you. I'll summarize this bit, okay? But this is like super, super, super interesting, yeah? Because remember, when Rinpoche, when he first started to teach NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah? At the same time as he'd been to Borobudur and he had his vision of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, yeah, giving him permission to teach, yeah. Then he came back to Italy and he received a copy of, it's called the Menak, the Oral Instructions of Trungpa Lotsawa, yeah. And inside there is all these teachings, yeah. So it's kind of, it's written like, looks like kind of like Gothic writing, like very old medieval handwriting, okay. But anyway, Rinpoche got this, yeah. And then straight away start to teach NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah? So it's like, he said, in the history of Trungpa Lotsawa, it said, I wrote down all these teachings, okay? But then I decided they were not for the present generation, for the 12th century. They were a terma, a treasure text, and I would hide it in the heavens for future generations, i.e. for us, yeah? So all this kind of lineage was activated, one by, Rinpoche going to Borobudur, yeah, and actually these things waking up with his own stream of consciousness, and then like the tendril of the Menak of Trungpa Lotsawa arriving, yeah. So then he could see what he did in the 12th century, and then he made the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah. So this is why what I'm telling you, all these incredible stories are really important, yeah, because it's like, let's say, the long history of NgalSo, going back many centuries, yeah. We always have what we call like a long lineage and then like a close lineage, yeah. So of course, let's say the close lineage is like from 1992, 93, yeah, okay, very close, yeah, 30 years, okay. But if we analyze and look back, actually, NgalSo was not just created in 1992, 93 by Rinpoche, but actually was created by many of his past incarnations, going back to the 12th century, actually going back to the 9th century, to Lakshmankara, to Dharikapa, yeah, going back to the 8th century, to King Sailendra, yeah. So many of Rinpoche's past incarnations, what they did is, let's say, subsumed, is put together now under NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. So also by this we can see the process of incarnation of these high beings like Rinpoche, yeah, who from life to life continue with the same dedication, the same project, yeah, which is why we show so much respect to them, yeah, okay. And now we're waiting for Rinpoche to come back soon, so please, Rinpoche La, okay, I know you're listening, please come back as soon as you can. We're waiting for you in your next incarnation. Please come back again and turn the wheel of NgalSo Dharma. We need you to continue your lineage, yeah, okay? So please reincarnate as quickly as possible. Come back to all your temples, your followers. Please come back and continue what you started, so many centuries ago. Now the world really needs it, yeah? Now is the time to spread the NgalSo teachings, your teachings, the Buddha's teachings, now, in an open, accessible way, yeah? Suitable for people of the modern times to face the climate change, to face the epidemics, to face the warfare, to face all the horrible problems that we're facing now. We really, really need your precious teaching. So please, Rinpoche La, come back soon, okay? Okay, please, thank you, yeah, okay? Okay, so let me read you all, yeah? Little bit summary of the teachings that Rinpoche, Trungpa Lotsawa, received from Maitri Yogi, yeah? Okay. Okay, so he taught him like outer, inner, and secret cycles of teachings. Yeah. Okay. This is inside this book. Yeah. By the way, this book we have in this is the cover. Yeah. We have this in Albaniano. We did. I don't know anyway. I'm just saying it will be in our library. We're building a beautiful library. It will be like the biggest library of Tibetan Buddhist texts in Europe. Yeah, in Albaniano, starting next year. So if you want, you can go to our library. And you can read this book there if you like, yeah, okay? Anyway, if not, you can listen to me for free, okay? Okay, so anyway, so the outer cycle of practice, yeah? Okay, what the outer cycle of practice was called the Rinchen Strengwa, so it's a cycle of initiations, yeah? Like the precious garland, okay? The inner cycle actually was all about Chenrezig, so also for our Rinpoche, Chenrezi is incredibly important. Yeah, when Rinpoche first came to the West, he taught mainly to the modern world, not just to the West. No, he taught Buddha Shakyamuni, Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Asoha, and he always gave very many times the initiation of Open Eye Chenrezi, 4-arm Chenrezi, 1,000-arm Chenrezi. Yeah, and then afterwards he gradually introduced us to many other beautiful forms of Chenrezi, like Semni NgalSo Chenrezi that relaxes the mind, and Chenrezi Singanada, who takes care of the environment. Yeah, so Rinpoche taught us many beautiful Chenrezi practices. So for Rinpoche was like, his feeling was like Chenrezi, no? So loving, so kind. Chenrezi means loving eyes, yeah. And Rinpoche always had like so sweet and beautiful eyes towards everybody. That's one of the reasons we felt so attracted to him, no? Because unlike everybody else who looked like bad eyes to everybody, yeah, he always looked kindly, sweetly, full of love, full of compassion, and he always managed to recognize the inner goodness in everybody. And everybody kind of responded to that, no? So Rinpoche always said we need to look with peace, talk with peace, touch with peace, peace with everything, everything with peace, yeah? So we need like eyes like Chenrezi, yeah? And like speech like Manjusri, and so on, yeah? Okay? Okay, so anyway, so then the first cycle was all kinds of incredible Chenrezi practices, yeah? Very important, yeah? So actually, in our NgalSo tradition, we have, all kinds of beautiful Chenrezi practices, but especially we have Open Eye Chenrezi practice, yeah? Especially connected with the Rinpoche. And also we have if you look in our web store in Albaniano, no? ngalso.org, on our website, we have one sadhana called the Feast of Compassion, with 5 forms of Chenrezi, which everybody in the world is welcome to get and to practice if you like. So if you really like to practice Chenrezi and connect to Rinpoche and our lineage through that way, please do, okay? Okay, then what happened? Then start with 20 root sadhanas, yeah? Let me have a look. It says, for example, let's have a look at these. I won't tell you them all, otherwise we'll go on for like a long time, yeah? Okay, so there's many different kinds of Chenrezi sadhanas, yeah? Okay, so very important. First one was the 5 supreme healer aspects of Buddha Chenrezi. Sounds familiar, no? Okay, yeah. Next one was the called Kacho. It means the Dakini land, yeah? Yeah. Then there was 1,000-arm Chenrezi. Then Maitri Yogi taught to Rinpoche, Trupulotsawa, on one commentary called The Light of the World, a commentary on Om Mani Padme Hum, yeah? And then one sadhana of the different forms of Chenrezi, like Chenrezi Singanada. So now Rinpoche taught us that, no? So beautiful, no? Chenrezi Amogapasha. Amogapasha is the Chenrezi who gives prediction in the dream, like he did to Trupulotsawa, yeah? Also, Shantideva talks about him, yeah? And he's also represented in Borobudur, yeah? Okay? On the Mendut temple, yeah? And also the form of Chenrezi Kasapana, yeah? Okay, so the first one is all these beautiful Chenrezi practices, yeah? Then Maitri Yogi Rinpoche, yeah? The precious one. He taught to Trupulotsawa many kinds of, let's say, practices to achieve mundane realizations. Why? Because people need, no? Yeah? Yeah, of course, we wish to get out of samsara and achieve enlightenment, but Rinpoche always said it's an enlightenment marathon, yeah? It's true, no? It's going to take a long time, even if it takes our whole life. For us, that's a long time, no? So in the meantime, we need health, we need enough to live on, we need positive energy, we need all kinds of things, yeah? So therefore, Maitri Yogi taught many of these, what we now call mundane siddhis, yeah? So for example, he taught how to receive inexhaustible wealth, yeah? What's called the wealth vase of good fortune, yeah? Then other kinds of special practices like the shining of the sun and the moon, and then how to achieve what's the 8 siddhas. In the Kriya and Charya tantras, in the action and performance tantras, they talk about 8 siddhis, like for example, the siddhi of being able to pass through rocks, being able to look through the ground and see things, being able to fly, being able to make yourself invisible, all this kind of thing, yeah? So he taught all that, yeah? Plus he taught astrology, yeah? Yeah? And alchemy, yeah, okay? Yeah? And about how to make precious pills, yeah, okay? So one thing that Rinpoche through the centuries until now was always very much interested in was medicine and astrology, yeah, okay? So actually Rinpoche learned this actually many, many centuries ago, yeah, okay? And so you see Rinpoche is continuing life after life after life, kind of like with the same program, of course. Sometimes the external conditions change, no? Of course, that's samsara, no? That's nirvana. Life, things change, no? But anyway, always with the same dedication, always with the same wish to benefit beings. Like in this life, Rinpoche wanted very much to make a school of Tibetan medicine and astrology. First he tried in Milano, yeah? But then for various reasons, it didn't quite, okay, we learned something actually, enough to make some books with him, yeah? But maybe in the future, in Albaniano, in our other centers in Brazil and Spain and around the world, we can continue with this idea, you know? So Rinpoche learned, in the 12th century, learned medicine and astrology and alchemy, yeah? Alchemy is actually, yeah? Also Nagarjuna, he also learned alchemy, the transformation of transmutation of substances, yeah, like mercury into medicine, like lead into gold, and so on, yeah, which nowadays is called the basis of chemistry, yeah, okay, yeah, because I mean Buddhism, we have no problem with science, yeah, actually. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Okay, then what else did he learn? Yeah. Okay, then Rinpoche, as Triple Lotsawa, he learned from Maitri Yoga. I don't know. Me, my job is this. No, like I'm just since years recording the sadhanas. So for me, I see so many things in this that I thought Rinpoche was doing actually, like nowadays. Yeah. Okay. For example, the next teaching he received was the 7 dharmas you need at the death. Yeah. So actually, Rinpoche made one little sadhana, like how to help people at death, with 7 meditations related to Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Asoka. Yeah. Okay, so many things in our NgalSo tradition looks exactly the same as here, no? Then Maitri Yogi taught Rinpoche the Triple Lotsawa, the restoration of vows, yeah? So Rinpoche always used to carry around with him in his pecha, in his sadhanas, yeah? The Mahayana restoration of the vows, the restoration of the vows of a bodhisattva, yeah? Okay. Then how to do Guru Yoga, which was obviously a big thing, big subject for Rinpoche. Rinpoche showed us exactly how to practice Guru Yoga from A to Z. Yeah, every moment of his life he was showing us how to do it. Yeah, so we know what to do. We need to behave like he did towards his guru. Yeah, or at least as much as we can, and then it will be okay. No. Okay, then how to receive inexhaustible blessings, how to meditate on dependent arising. Yeah, actually Rinpoche, he made a sadhana. A lot of these things we haven't actually published yet. They're still, let's say, forthcoming. Yeah. Rinpoche made one sadhana called How to Achieve Nirvana through the blessings of Guru Buddha Shakyamuni Tubwang Tendroma, which is all meditations related to interdependence. That means all phenomena depend on causes and conditions. The Tathagata, the great Sramana, the great wanderer, understood the cause of all phenomena and their cessation. Soha, yeah? So Rinpoche made one very beautiful sadhana, maybe about 25 years ago, with Om Yadama Hetu Prabhava and Om Muni Muni, healing many levels of sickness and suffering. Yeah, so this is another thing that we have to do, is like finish all this, and publish all Rinpoche's works. Yeah, so we need to have a very long and healthy life. Yeah, we have so much to do. Yeah, so anyway, anybody who likes to help, please welcome. Yeah, okay. Please contact Sharon or Carmen, or anyway, Lama Michelle, me, anyway, contact some of us if you're interested to help, if you have some ability to do so in these projects, yeah, to make the NgalSo Gyatso, Lama Gangchen's NgalSo Gyatso Rinpoche collected works, yeah, okay. Okay, another thing that Rinpoche, as Trungpa Lotsawa, learned from Maitri Yogi was how to remove anger, how to remove the poison of the heart, yeah, how to develop tranquil abiding, shine, no? So how to develop that quickly, how to develop mental concentration, so important, no? Yeah. What is the main point of Yogananda, of union? How to set alight the inner knowledge. Then the sadhana of the one holding the lotus, that's a Chenrezi sadhana, yeah? The sadhana of the one sitting on a flower, also Chenrezi. Then what's called the flower sadhana, yeah? So Rinpoche, he always said we need to develop our inner Buddha garden, no? And he always said when we were doing like Pam, Lepema, Janku and all this, yeah? We were opening the lotuses of our inner peace garden, yeah? So in the 12th century, yeah, he learnt this flower sadhana from Tripul Lotsawa, yeah? It's from Maitri Yogi, yeah? So I don't know, I see very, very many similar things, in our NgalSo and what he learned then, of course, because he said, actually I was inspired by all this, and from this I make the NgalSo tradition, yeah? So yes, we need to develop our inner Buddha garden, we need to open our inner flowers of enlightenment, yeah? In our Making Peace of the Environment sadhana, if you watch the DVD or the MP4, no? Rinpoche sat on a mandala, looks like Borobudur. And this was also done in the Italian TV studio, yeah? Marco Columbro is a famous entertainer in Italy. He's paid for Rinpoche to rent the studio, and then he rented a team of production people to make these DVDs very kindly, yeah? So when Rinpoche made the Making Peace of the Environment DVD, Rinpoche was sat on like this thing that looks a bit like Borobudur, but then they got real flowers, yeah, white, like they cut like white, yellow, red, green, and blue, and covered it with flowers, yeah. And Rinpoche was so happy, yeah. So he did the environment practice like that, yeah. So that was also like our flower sadhana, making peace of the environment, yeah. Okay, then all kinds of other beautiful things. He learned the sadhana of the unwritten, or maybe Om Bishwa Shanti Hum, yeah, beyond words, yeah. Meditation on the 3 chakras, or we can say on the 5 chakras, yeah. She always said there was 3 chakras, 5 chakras, 7 chakras, 100 chakras, anyway. Yeah. Then another thing that Tripul Lotsawa Rinpoche learned was very interesting, the binding and unbinding of the chakras, yeah. So what does that mean? That means this, yeah, okay, it means like this. Binding of the chakras means closing the chakras, okay? And opening is like this. When we do all these mudras, it's moving the energy. Then actually this is a special mudra to open the chakras, yeah? And open different kinds of blockages. So Rinpoche always said this was very important, special mudra that we need to do, So that's why in our self-healing we always do like this, no? Like in swirling, like an 8, yeah? When we get to that part of the sadhana, I'll explain in detail how to do, yeah? And then like this, no? Opening the chakras, yeah? So Rinpoche first learned the closing and opening of the chakras from Maitri Yogi in the 12th century, yeah? Yeah. Then what else? The kindling. Kindling means the setting on fire of exalted wisdom, the setting on fire of the chakras, and then chakra purification, yeah? Okay, so here, one of the titles of our book, Tantric Self-Healing, is Chakra Purification Exercises, yeah, okay? So Rinpoche also learned that from Maitri Yogi, okay? And then also protection of the flaming Vajra, okay, like building a protector, like Rinpoche was always doing like many times, like Om Raksha Raksha, Om Raksha Raksha, like this, no? Making a Vajra wall, yeah? A diamond wall, a diamond tent with wisdom fire around, yeah? So also that's there, no? And then, even better, you learn self-protection and self-healing, yeah? So self-healing actually was taught to Rinpoche by Maitri Yogi, yeah, in the 12th century, by this yogi who was buried alive, who danced on a funeral pyre, who flew in the sky, who walked on water, yeah? Who did all these incredible, stopped several armies, yeah? Okay, so Rinpoche received this precious lineage from Mahasiddha Maitri Yogi, yeah? Okay. So very, very interesting, yeah? Okay, then what else? Anyway, I'll tell you more, yeah? Then also, Rinpoche, as Tripul Lotsawa, he learned from Maitri Yogi how to do what's called Chilu, yeah? Chilu is how to it's kind of like, it's called ransoming from death. So it's a bit like death has kidnapped you and you have to pay a ransom, yeah? So it's a bit like in South America, no? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, they have these kind of situations sometimes, no? So you need to pay a ransom to get the person back. So there's these special pujas where we build like a kind of model, let's say, of the person, and then we make many offerings and we give as a ransom to death and to the beings that want that person to die, yeah? So instead they receive something that look like the person, they're happy and satisfied, and the person lives, yeah, okay? And Rinpoche himself was very good at that kind of puja. I said before, no? Like Setan Gyume's mother, no? Yeah? Ama Drolkala, yeah? She's still alive in Kathmandu, actually a very special person. And Rinpoche has extended her life many times, actually, yeah? Because it was predicted she should die, I don't know, one age, let's say 70. But now I don't know how old she is, but she's 80-something, really quite old, and still very well, super healthy, yeah? So Rinpoche himself was very good at these life extension practices, yeah, okay? Okay, the next thing that Rinpoche was also very good at, very famous for, that he learnt in the past life from Maitri Yoga, was the poa, the transference of consciousness, yeah? And it's true, Rinpoche was acclaimed throughout North India as a great master of the poa practice, yeah, okay? So we had him, I said before, no? But when he went to India, yeah? When he went out of Tibet and went to India, then at that time, many of the Tibetan exile community were extremely poor. So they were working, building, they couldn't get a job, no? Very difficult, yeah? So they were working, building roads in the Himalayas, which is extremely dangerous, no? Hard work and dangerous. So they would, the mountains they need to cut, no? So they would use dynamite to blow up bits of the mountain to make the roads, yeah? Okay. So many people were injured or died, yeah? So therefore Rinpoche taught many of the Tibetan road workers the poa practice, yeah? And he became super famous for this, yeah, okay? In the 1970s, okay? Also, another practice Rinpoche received was what's called the Vajra shooting star transference of consciousness. Now that one is in here. That one is in NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing 3. I know because I wrote it down, yeah? Okay, so we have many of these this is why I'm reading you the list, because then later as we go through Tantric Self-Healing 2 and 3 and so on, maybe we'll think, oh, I remember that. Actually, that was from Tropu Lotsawa. That was Rinpoche other life in the 12th century. And how incredible, you know, the life of these great holy beings that come again and again back to earth, yeah, in order to guide us, you know, us dull people, you know, on this again and again, life to life. They're guiding us, like with the same program, actually, life to life, just adapting a little bit, yeah. So hopefully when we get to this, you'll remember, yeah, or I'll remind you, yeah, when I get to that. Oh, that was Rinpoche learnt that in the 12th century, yeah. So please don't think Rinpoche, I don't know, like made any of this up or something. It's absolutely not. This is from his deep imprints from many, many lifetimes, yeah, life to life, you know. And it was a mind treasure, yeah, that came out, you know, through the blessing of the Buddhas in Borobudur and through the auspicious dependent arising of him receiving back his own book, the Menak of Tropu Lotsawa, the magic book, yeah, like it's called, yeah, of Tropu Lotsawa, yeah. So then all this created the conditions for the Tantric NgalSo self-healing to manifest, yeah, which we're now is our spiritual legacy, yeah. So that's why now Rinpoche asked me, no, to put more detail, like more, because we need more rich. Our culture is like our tradition is endlessly rich. It's like going to a gourmet restaurant, all you can eat buffet, and it's like you'll never get sick, yeah, because everything is delicious, everything is wonderful, and it's just like one fantastic thing after another. It's really, really amazing, yeah. But now we need to appreciate that we are really in this gourmet buffet of like incredible practices. We're so lucky. And embrace every moment we've got left of our lives and try and put something into practice, yeah? Because, you know, if not, who's going to do it if we don't know? We're the direct recipients of the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. So how can we expect other people to do it if we don't do it, if we don't take it to heart, no? So this is like our, how do you say, commitment, yeah? Our joy, actually, our pleasure, actually, yeah? Okay. So then what else did Rinpoche as Tropu Lotsawa learn? He learned how to have beautiful dreams, immaculate dreams, yeah, how to block negative rebirths, yeah, okay. So he learned all these kind of incredible things from Mitra Yogi, okay, and then also he received some things that disciples need, which is, for example, various things, no, okay, basically how to have powerful speech, how to become famous and radiant, how to make all people pleased to see you, yeah. Why should you make them pleased to see you? Is because you want to bring people to the Dharma, yeah. How to have powerful speech, so when you say something, people accept what you say and follow you, yeah, okay. Then to control the wishes and subdue the pride and steady the mind, yeah. Because if we have like unlimited wishes, there's no chance to practice the Dharma, no? Unless the wishes to benefit all beings, no. We need our wishes to go in the right direction. Like, I want to help others, you know. Okay. Actually, we should think, I just need enough to do what I need to do in this life. Everything else I give is for the other, no? My energy, my dedication, my life, yeah? Okay? Also, our pride needs to be like, okay, we can have Buddha pride, divine pride, but our mundane pride should be kind of low. Otherwise, we cannot receive any positive information if we think, I know everything, yeah? So, okay, so he learned this kind of teaching, yeah? And especially, most importantly, he learned Semni Nelso. Okay, how to relax the mind, yeah? And actually, we have a whole book on this, yeah? Semni Nelso, yeah? From Maitri Yogi, yeah? And Rinpoche had this translated. He asked Lotsawa Sherab to translate it, yeah? So actually, we have a whole book on this, yeah? Very profound book, yeah? One time I did a course on it in Albaniano a few years ago, but with these kind of practices, these kind of teachings need some special condition really to deeply understand, because it's talking about very, very high experiences, yeah, okay? Like, you know, kind of top experiences, yeah? I mean, one thing, of course, everything's wonderful about our Galupa tradition, yeah, but one thing very nice is like, it's like a ladder from A to Z. It goes A, B, C, D in sequence, yeah? So our Galupa tradition, it doesn't just talk about like, okay, people who've got like the top experience, but of course we do talk about that too, yeah? But also explains like for ordinary people, beginners, like what to do, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and so on. So it's all very, very clear what to do, you know? So if you want to go on the road to enlightenment, yeah, on the jeweled ladder to enlightenment, yeah, the jeweled staircase, as Rinpoche called it, yeah, in his Lamrim teachings, it's very clear. You just need to go on step 1, and then step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and so on, yeah, okay? So this is a special feature of our Galupa teachings, yeah? Of course, I don't know if the other teachings have them or not, yeah, because I only know really our Galupa teachings, but this is something very, very nice about our Galupa presentation of the Dharma, yeah, okay? I mean, all the lineages are wonderful, no? They all lead to enlightenment, yeah? Okay, so anyway, so we have that book, so let's say, in my program of teaching, yeah, one day we will get round to that one. I don't know how old I'll be by then, 99 or something. But anyway, hopefully we'll get round to all bit by bit. The idea is to go through in detail all the things that Rinpoche transmitted, yeah, okay? You know, and then I'll add things that I remember from what Rinpoche told me, and then actually I hope it's something useful also for our lineage, yeah? Because we need to preserve what Rinpoche said, his background, his culture, you know, so then it's not lost, yeah? Okay? Okay, next. Then Rinpoche, having learned all that, and including Semni Nelso, how to relax the mind, yeah? Yeah? He then learned the special cycles that give hidden blessings, yeah? Okay, so then he learned even more fantastic things, yeah? For example, how to subdue demons, how to send back the harm of others, how to stop other people's armies from harming you. Now, Mitra Yogi was very good at that, no? How to cause your enemies to become frozen. He was also very good at that, yeah? How to protect others, how to develop courage, how to remove diseases. Yeah, this is very important, yeah? Rinpoche, in his self-healing, he put a very big emphasis on the healing aspects of the Dharma, yeah? Because he said it's okay, you know, like enlightenment and supreme siddhi and going to Kyadra Pure Land, of course, we all want that as soon as possible. But he said, here and now, we need like health, we need mental happiness. We need some kind of relative health and well-being so that we can practice the Dharma. And Rinpoche always say that whatever we need in life, we need our elements to be healthy, Okay? So for this, we need to understand about healing, actually, So he taught many, many different ways, including self-healing, to balance our elements, And medicine is about that, How to bring the 5 elements of space, water, wind, earth, and fire, or the 3 humors of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, wind, bile, and phlegm, or in Tibetan, Tripa, Bekan, and Lung, to bring these into harmony, Okay, so also you see in the 12th century, and probably Rinpoche learned that in other lives too, but here it's clearly written down, Because in that life, he was into writing, He was Trupo Lotsawa, he was a translator, so he was very much into writing books, so he recorded everything, Like other lives, he was not so much into writing things, but this one, he was very much into recording everything, so we have a very good record of our long lineage of practices for that reason, okay. Then also he learned the curing of Naga diseases, and this is something that in the last few years Rinpoche was emphasizing very much, that we should do different kinds of Naga practice, especially the Chenrezig Singha Naga practice and the King of the Naga practice, like peaceful Naga pujas. Why? Because there's so much environmental damage, because of us collectively, So therefore we need to make amends and say sorry to the Nagas and send them something sweet, something soft, something kind, Because humanity generally is behaving very horribly and just taking from the environment and harming all kinds of other beings, Like now we're in this, what's it called? 6th mass extinction event, Like, for example, I'm, how old am I? 55, Since I'm a child till now, Millions and millions of animals have died, Because of the expansion of humanity, Because of industrialization and because of the use of pesticides, So this is considered like an extinction event, similar to when the meteorites came and destroyed the dinosaurs, okay? So that's really, really awful, So it's very, very important that we, as spiritual practitioners, we make peace with the environment, So all these practices of Chenrezig to take care of there's many practices now. There's practice with Manjushri to take care of the environment. There's Vajrapani practice to take care of the environment. There's Chenrezig practice to take care of the environment. There's our 5-element mothers practice, making peace with the environment. There's many, But we need to do these practices. Rinpoche gave a great emphasis on this because he said, he said, in the past, there was all these great siddhas, and could do all these things like Mitra Yogi, fly in the sky. They could make all the birds come down into their hands. They could do everything, Why? He said because the environment was pure. So then when you meditated, it was very easy. He said, now the environment's very polluted, So even if you do the most fantastic meditation, very difficult for something to manifest, but still he did quite a good job, Many times we saw rainbows, we saw many, many special things, manifesting, Like, for example, this, okay. Okay, this is a real photo, because this is from a video camera. You can see the date stamp on it, Okay, like this, we see tons of these true things, Actually, in Cozy's new book, which is called Opening Many Doors to Enlightenment, she talks about many, many of these special miracle events, with Rinpoche. Very nice when they went on pilgrimage around the world with him, So even so, it was even in our difficult time, Rinpoche still managed to give a very good showing of, making peace with the environment and allowing the Buddha's blessing. Look at that, incredible. No, that's not fake, that's real. That's a real rainbow coming out of a statue, The statue's in a glass box, and the rainbow got like this and got bigger, Like when Rinpoche passed away into parinirvana, we saw many rainbows like this in the sky, but also in his lifetime, we see many things like many of these things, But of course, we were young and we didn't really take care enough to record all these things, even though he asked us to, So if any of you have some photo or some memory of these events, please send to us. For example, send to me, for example, And then gradually we will collect and do something with it, To record the true history of our lineage, okay? Okay, then, what else? Okay, lots of other things, yeah. Okay, then how to understand your dreams, very useful and interesting. So we have a lot of these kind of teachings, which one day we can explain if you like, yeah. So how to recognize, for example, when it's a special dream, yeah. So we have many dreams, and most of them are like just your brain processing information. But sometimes, like for example, if you have a dream early in the morning, anyway, the special dream, it feels completely different. So it's a complete different. Like you feel wake up feeling special feeling of one type or another, yeah. So you know immediately it was a special dream, anyway. And then how to process the information inside. So there's one teaching about that, yeah. Then what else? How to remove bad dreams. That's important, yeah. How to receive the blessing of bodhisattvas, and then how to bless the self, yeah. So Rinpoche taught this very many times. Like, for example, in our Kurukuli sadhana, yeah, and also Kurukuli sadhana, at the beginning we have this, how to bless the self, yeah, very important practice. And also at the beginning of several of the retreat manuals of the retreats we did in Albagnano, yeah, okay? So Rinpoche learned that from Maitri Yogi, yeah? Then, how the ritual of how to erect and to put up and bless statues, like, for example, like Rabne, yeah, which Rinpoche loves so much, and he make us do like many, many times every year, yeah. Okay, one interesting thing about Rabne is that not much survived from Borobudur, yeah, from in terms of books and things, yeah, okay. But one thing they did find was one text, which it was kind of like a Rabne text, yeah. So it looks like even in ancient Indonesia in the 8th century they were doing Rabne. So Rinpoche's got a big thing about Rabnes, yeah, okay, since the 8th century he's been very, very, very into doing Rabnes, yeah. I think we did 20 times, I think, Rabne Chenmo in Borobudur, no? Yeah. And see, and also in the 12th century he was doing Rabnes, and this present life are doing many, 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 okay. Okay, then how to worship a stupa. So he showed us very well how to worship stupas. Like, for example, when we used to go in Kathmandu or many other places, we used to go around all the stupas, and we used to do NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, because each stupa is a manifestation of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas and the 5 elements, yeah? So some stupas you can see more clearly, like, for example, Swayambhunath Stupa in Kathmandu. So on each side there's like a chapel, yeah? And for example, on the east side there's Akshobhya, on the south side there's Ratnasambhava, on the west side there's Amitabha, on the north side there's Amoghasiddhi, yeah? And then the central one, Vairocana, actually they have to put again on the east side, because on the top there's the dome and the spire, yeah, okay? So, many, many times we went with Rinpoche on many different stupas, like, for example, Borobudur and Bodhanath and Swayambhu, and many, 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 many different stupas around the world, and we did NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah? So, very shortly, we have programs that in Albagnano, we will build a special stupa to contain Rinpoche's holy relics, okay? That will be built between the Temple of Heaven and Earth and the Dharma Center. There's like a little hill, yeah? Okay, so now Lama Michel's organizing, they're bringing all the parts, yeah, all the gold bits, the spire. Mr. Yan's bringing like many, many crystals from Brazil and so on, yeah, they're cutting the marble. So very shortly, we're going to start to construct a very beautiful stupa where Rinpoche's holy relics will be placed, okay? So in the future, for sure. And also this like beautiful Borobudur thing, which presently is covering the tomb where Rinpoche's body is resting, yeah. This also we will bring back to Albagnano and put there on that terrace, yeah, or in the temple. So around these we will do this. We'll go around and do NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah, this stupa mandala, like Borobudur, no? So in the east we will do making peace with Guru Buddha Akshobhya, yeah, the heart chakra. In the south we will do making peace with Guru Buddha Ratnasambhava, yeah, the navel chakra. In the west, we'll do making peace with Guru Buddha Amitabha, and in the north, we'll do making peace with Guru Buddha Amoghasiddhi, and so on, yeah? And in the center, going around all 4 sides, we'll make peace with Supreme Healer Vairocana, and so on, yeah? Okay, so we will continue this tradition, yeah? Started by King Sailendra and by Maitri Yogi and Tripulot Zawa, okay? Okay. Then many other things like how to eat, how to make tormas, yeah, how to offer water, all these things that we do, how to do fire pujas. This is a good one, how to bind robbers. That would be a useful one, yeah. Now we need security cameras, yeah. How to protect from diseases, no? How to cure from leprosy. Now that was an extremely useful thing in the 12th century, yeah, okay. Now remember, this was mainly through Lojong practice, yeah. And actually, Maitri Yogi was also very famous for his practice of Lojong, yeah, okay. So maybe next time I'll get his. He made a beautiful song about Lojong, and I'll bring it out and I'll repeat it on the teaching, yeah. Okay. Okay, then how to protect children. Yeah, so Rinpoche actually in our Vajrapani book, yeah, Vajrapani, Destroyer of Darkness. There's some practices there to protect children, yeah, and also we have some children. We have actually in the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing a children's sadhana, yeah, how to produce rain. So Rinpoche was very good at controlling the weather. It's true, yeah. Then the initiation of Ekajati, which is actually in the Dagpo Doji Chang vision text, yeah, okay. It's related to Maitri Yogi still. Okay. And then many other incredible things. So really amazing. I must say, when I first saw this, I went to Rinpoche. I went, Rinpoche, because of course he'd seen it, yeah. It was like, oh, really? And I was like, look. And I was so impressed when I first found the blue histories, and I saw that Rinpoche in the 12th century had received all these teachings that are very similar to self-healing, yeah, okay. Anyway, so like this. So anyway, so Maitri Yogi gave many beautiful teachings about Chenrezig, yeah, especially the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, and many other tantric healings, many methods for healing the environment, for world healing, yeah. Rinpoche was world healer, no? Yeah. Many astrological and alchemical practices, many methods of Chud, Poa, and many chakra yogas, all to Trungpa Lotsawa, aka Rinpoche in the 12th century, yeah, okay. Okay, then Maitri Yogi went back to Nepal, and Trungpa Lotsawa went back with him, as was the custom in those days, back to the Tibet-Nepal border. Yeah, okay. So that was super important, actually. And from that meeting of Maitri Yogi and him staying with Trungpa Lotsawa in True Gompa, yeah, which is about 2 hours away from Gangchen, come out so many beautiful practices that have continued through the centuries for over 1,000 years, even down to our present day, yeah. Which now we receive these lineages in Albaniano, yeah, from Nima Tulku Rinpoche, and now actually presently we have a project of translation which I'm organising. I'll just translate all this and then continue and then who likes to do the retreats together and continue this lineage in the next generation. Of course, hopefully it's not just us, yeah. And hopefully also the high lamas of our lineage are doing it as well. But still, Rinpoche gifted this project to us, yeah. So any of you that like to do these practices, do the retreats, you're very welcome, yeah. Okay, please join. You're welcome. Okay, why not, yeah. Rinpoche said everybody is good enough to get enlightened, young, old, male, female, east, west, north, south. All of us are good enough to get enlightened. So if you're interested to do those meditations together, you're very welcome. If not, it's all under the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. So if in doubt, just do Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakti Muni Asoha. Yeah. But if you need more, we have much more, like endless amounts of more. We have a gourmet banquet of incredible tantric practices, yeah, that we now need to put into practice. Rinpoche said, please practice more deeply, yeah. Of course, you don't have to practice them all, no? You find the ones that you like and then practice something deeply, and then we're all fulfilling Rinpoche's wishes, okay? Okay, so thank you for listening to this next part of the story. This weekend, Lama Michelle's going to give a teaching this weekend on NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. So please listen to that. It will be streamed, yeah, okay? And then on Tuesday, I'll continue with the story of Maitri Yogi and so on. And then I'll continue with some of other Rinpoche's lives. And then finally, we will get to the end of the preliminary practices. And then we can start with Om Guru Buddha Siddhi Hum. and A Yam Ram Lam Bam and all this kind of thing, yeah, okay? So bit by bit we're getting there, yeah? But I'd just like to share and give like more. What I want to do is Rinpoche asked me to open a little bit our treasury, yeah? And share some of the beautiful things that we have inside, yeah? Yeah? So then maybe, I don't know, maybe we feel more happy about what we're doing, yeah? I mean, hopefully we feel happy anyway, yeah? But Rinpoche left us like everything. Rinpoche said, I'm not taking anything with me to the graveyard, okay? So it left us like everything, yeah? Okay? But we need to appreciate, it's like if you receive like a huge legacy from some rich uncle or something, first you need to assess what you have, no? And then you need to try and use in the best way, okay? So this is the situation we're in. We need to appreciate what Rinpoche left us and then quickly, so anyway, as much as possible, try and put something into practice, yeah? Okay? So thank you very much for listening. Today, okay, because we had some technical difficulty, we're kind of a little short of the time, so now we will just make a dedication, okay? Okay? Om Bishwa Shanti Hum. 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 By the power of the truth, peace and bliss forever. By the power of the truth, peace and bliss forever. By the power of the truth, peace and bliss forever. Lama Caroline, Rani la seldone sunecho, dona desonet. Sorry, off page, no? Okay, while I'm following with the Petras, I'd like to try and pronounce as best as possible. I'd like to try and improve my Tibetan pronunciation, yeah? Okay? Because I hope maybe some Tibetan friends might follow, okay? Because we've shared many, no? We have many Tibetan people in our Sangha, no? Lama Conchasun Kyab Suchi, Rani La Dojo Sunecho, Dona Chosunyecho Dadahando, Gecho Kundu Jishindro Junja, Dona Disunampa Gewesun, Jine Sapa Dehinyu Duda, Nobo Banzo Shambhala Gehene, La Mehelangilim Patashu. Ni modele hesendele, ni me kuya handele shid, ni senta hatu dele pel, konjo sungi jingilo, konjo sungi nerdruso, konjo sungi tashisho. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the three jewels grant us their blessings. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness. Okay, thank you all very much for listening. So please this weekend, tune into Lama Michelle's beautiful teaching about NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, okay? And then I will continue on Tuesday with the long explanation, the long explanation about self-healing, okay? Okay, so see you all next Tuesday, okay? If anybody's interested, tomorrow, Friday at 7 o'clock, 7 till 9 European time, we're having a Spanish speaking Zoom group. Yeah, we do self-healing in Spanish and then some question and answers to me in Spanglish. I mean, everybody else speaks Spanish, I speak Spanglish, but it's improving, yeah. And then next Monday, actually, we're starting with the same self-healing in Portuguese, and then question and answers in Portuguese. And okay, with this is to the Brazilian Sangha or anybody who speaks Portuguese. So if you're interested in that, please contact the Dharma Center of São Paulo. They're organizing that, okay? And Rosanna was on. She will kindly translate for me. Yeah? And of course, I'd like to also thank Carolina in Chile and Maria Cristina, who are so kindly translating all this. Very hard job, no? Thank you so much, girls, yeah? Translating like so fast, yeah? Brilliant translators, yeah? Thank you very much for all your hard efforts for our Sangha. See you all on Tuesday, okay, or tomorrow, or on Monday, okay? See you all soon. Thank you all very much, yeah?